right, welcome to another episode of Smacktalk. Leave it on the court. I am your host, Cerebral. We got Joe and AK, the usuals, with us. What's going on, guys?
What's up, everybody? I'm back.
Welcome back.
back.
Tore my ACL, so I was out for a little bit.
Wasn't going to keep him down forever. We got a guest in here today. Curt, what's good with you, man?
Yo.
All right. Last week, before we ended our podcast, we were talking about free agency, where LeBron was going to go. Kind of makes me want to not record so early in the mornings because everything broke after we got done.
Oh, yeah. I don't even want to be here right now.
You're right.
Everything. I said the Lakers stood no chance of getting LeBron.
I thought he was staying in Cleveland, honestly.
I wish he stayed in Cleveland.
I thought he was going to.
Let's start there because that was the biggest thing to break post podcast last week. So LeBron is a Laker. Initial thoughts.
It's a smart move for what he wants to do later on in his life.
Right.
Where his son's going to play basketball is a pristine school. I mean, he's going to be playing, I believe, with Scotty and Kenyon Martin's son, and they're hooping. So I mean, if that's why he moved there, then more power to him. But I mean, I like the Lakers though, so I can't even be mad.
You like the Lakers now?
Bro, I've always loved Kobe. That's who I grew up and loved. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I grew up watching Kobe,
too.
so I'm like, I mean, you can't hate it. So I mean, it is what it is.
It's very possible, but at the same time, I feel like if you want to send your son to the school, you rich already.
Yeah.
So you can send him anyway, regardless.
I
think it's more for the lifestyle than winning. It's more about his lifestyle, his off the court.
Yeah,
whatever.
after basketball, what he's setting it up for to be marketing.
And then he moved all his business to LA.
Yeah.
Like last year or 2 years ago.
Okay.
He moved everything to LA.
I mean, the writing's been on the wall.
Premeditated.
Yeah, the writing's been on the wall. It's just nobody believed it, including myself. I didn't think that he would actually go through that with LA because from a basketball standpoint, if you think that he's still about – yeah, he's going to Kobe's team. And you look at that team now, they were improved last year, but I wouldn't say that adding LeBron makes them a legitimate championship contender with what he has to beat to win a championship.
No.
It definitely doesn't. The draft picks that they've been doing, the stuff Magic's been doing, I mean, they're on the track of rebuilding. And, I mean,
if it wasn't for the Warriors, they'd be a legitimate championship contender.
Right now, yeah.
Sure.
Not even just you got to think about it, and people may talk shit, but adding Rondo there,
Genius.
Rondo's IQ as a point guard is so high.
It's like second to none.
Playoff Rondo.
You know what I'm saying?
Know it at this table. Playoff Rondo.
So you add Rondo in there with LeBron James with a point guard, which we all know he runs a point forward, so he's going to be handling that ball quite a bit as well.
He's never had a true point guard on his team.
Not at that caliber in the sense of a strictly point
not
guard.
even
Kyrie
close.
scored like we talked about. Kyrie
from an
scored the ball.
assistant point guard.
A true point guard,
right.
true floor general.
Boy,
But
Kyrie
I think,
dropped 50-something, and LeBron said,
Yelled at him. Don't you ever do that again.
"Dude, you gave me no assist."
For real.
Like, not a good job or man.
So they get Rondo there. I mean, think about this. Rondo also said what he said about Lonzo. Lonzo's IQ at 20 years old is
It's
phenomenal.
probably the best he ever seen.
And think about this. When Rondo first came in the league and he was with Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, they each said that about Rondo as him being an extremely intelligent player. So that was when Rondo was 20, 21 years old. And he's saying this about Lonzo, bro. That's
big.
That's
That's
speaking
big up.
volumes right there.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so I think them all together, it's gonna be. They might mesh.
Do they re-sign Isaiah?
You got 2 point guards on the team already.
Right.
You could play off. He could play off guard in that situation, but at the same time, it's like I don't think him and LeBron really get along.
And he's a defensive liability, bro. He's so little. Lonzo at least is long.
Isaiah needs minutes to produce. Like,
Yeah.
He needs to
And
touch the
the
ball.
team that they're putting together is like a defensive-minded team.
Yeah,
for sure.
You got Rondo coming in at the 1.
Yep.
You got Lance at the 2.
Yep.
Probably you got JaVale. He a rim tackler.
He
Yep.
is.
So then you got LeBron. He can
And
play
you got
defense
Kuzma.
when he wants to.
Yeah,
Kuzma.
you got Kuzma playing defense. I mean, you got.
It's a defensive-minded team because what they're doing now is they're going to move LeBron off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to be ball dominant as we
As
seen.
much as he's been.
Make sure you talk about somebody.
Yeah. So I feel like
Sorry.
yeah.
Just pull it closer, bro.
I feel like
There.
they're putting all these playmakers around him so he can be off the ball more back cuts, more open shots.
Scoring differently.
Yeah.
Than the way
Yeah,
More,
a lot
more of a
easier.
post game.
What I like is they got a lot of length.
Real long.
I preach length as far as like
Yeah.
on the defensive side of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like those are a lot of long
And you
athletic
seen
guys.
that last year if you really watched. I mean, they had the length last year, but
Yeah. They lost Julius Randle, which he was
Yeah.
long too. So,
Yeah.
but you know what? You add a LeBron James and you add
and
the other
I feel
pieces.
like
Yeah.
I really hate that we lost Julius Randle because he was emerging. To me, he could have been a superstar really
yeah.
in a couple of years or
Him-
whatever. I
shit.
mean, but him and Anthony Davis,
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy up there.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, to me, he's a better fit than DeMarcus Cousins was.
Yeah, I've been
I
on
feel
that.
like
Marcus Cousins wasn't a great fit in New
DeMarcus
Orleans.
Cousins wasn't a great fit. He had great numbers,
Right.
Yeah.
But he didn't
but he was
fit.
no.
For the purpose of winning, he wasn't a great
Yeah.
fit. Yeah,
Because
no.
you see, when they lost him, they went on a 10-game win streak or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. No, they played. They were just numbers wise. They were better
Then Drew
without him last
Holiday
year.
emerged.
Yeah.
So
The thing that's gonna hurt them is Rondo being gone because Rondo
yeah,
Rondo
did
was
a
the
lot.
yeah.
for them.
He helped Ant Davis's numbers quite a bit.
he helped
Yeah.
everybody's numbers.
You know,
really.
so
I mean, if they don't lose DeMarcus Cousins, they might not make the playoffs last year.
Yeah. They'll be like a 7, 8, 9 in that spot,
Right.
struggling.
They can even be from anywhere from 9 to 11.
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
because it was so close between Minnesota, Denver,
yeah, it
Yeah.
came down to the wire for those like
did.
last 3-4 teams.
and it was so crazy. It was like the 4th seed through the 7th seed all had the same records.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
last day of the
Yeah,
season.
we did it earlier on the show. We were predicting who might end up where they were.
Match
And
all the way off.
There was like 3 that kind of stayed the same, but the other ones were just
We
so
wanted to
flip-flop.
see that Golden State OKC in the
Oh,
first
yeah.
round.
Desperately
That's
Yeah,
what
we wanted
that.
to see that.
Salivating for.
Because without Steph, that would have been a series.
It would have been nice.
Yeah, that would have been real.
It could
nice.
have changed the whole. LeBron might have stayed in Cleveland if for us and them we just got them in the first round. Y'all, Cleveland, you should have paid some money to somebody to get
that's
them.
another thing. I feel like LeBron, he started it all up. I mean, like once he made that move to Miami, it gave everybody the mindset and the freedom to
Loyalty went out the
go
window.
everywhere else.
Loyalty definitely went out the window.
I mean, like if
Man,
he wouldn't
not
if he
even.
wouldn't have went to
Loyalty's been
Miami,
gone.
it's changing it.
If
though.
he
It's-
stayed in
the tide's
Cleveland,
changing.
KD is still being OKC.
Yeah.
LaMarcus is still being Portland.
Probably.
Everybody that
I mean, we can say what is,
Yeah.
but you don't know exactly what
Yeah.
they would have done.
I truly think
Speaking
LaMarcus was going to the
hypothetically.
Spurs regardless.
yeah,
I truly
I think he
believe
was
that.
He
going.
had to get out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like there's, I mean, it's just the way it is nowadays. Everybody's friends, so they don't care about staying on the team and having rivalry.
Right,
with
they wanna
anybody.
play with their
It's-
friends now.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, so you know, it is what it
All
is.
right, there's 2 big NBA things I still want to get to. There's other stuff we can talk about too. But DeMarcus Cousins. Joe, me and you have talked about it all week. I don't know either of your guys' opinions on it, but DeMarcus Cousins basically taking $5 million for a 1-year deal to play with the Warriors, which, let's be honest, half of the year he's going to be rehabbing. That's a known fact. But he's probably going to come back somewhere around January, February, and they're going to have the whole back half of the season to mesh and to make a playoff run. What are your guys' thoughts of how it supposedly went down and his impact as far as what it's going to be on the Warriors?
I mean, you can't give him any smoke if 29 teams
Yeah.
truly didn't offer him. You know.
I mean, it's tough kind of because
It
the
is.
way I look at it is he betting on himself.
Yeah.
He taking that $5 million because he know next year he probably can get the max.
Close to
He
it.
taking
yeah.
that $5 million because if you play for the Warriors, you get the exposure
Yeah.
all throughout the season,
Yeah,
like from
he's going to get talked about all
October
year.
to June, really.
Yeah.
So you get that exposure, and then if you go there and you contribute, you produce. I mean, you betting on yourself really. If you call somebody like, hey, I want to take the $5 million exception. I mean, it's tough though because I didn't want to see him on the Warriors.
Nobody did. I don't think anybody
I
wanted
really
see
didn't
him
want to
there.
see that. I mean, And I'm a big KD fan. I didn't even want to see KD on the Warriors because I feel like it take away from KD. What he doing now, he could be doing way more. In OKC.
Yeah, but he made a point that he doesn't want to work that hard to win games.
Yeah, and I feel that, and I see that. I'm very open to that. I see how people say that, but the business aspect of the game, I feel like it was a perfect fit for him. He went there and did so many things, and
well, you can do that when you have a team full of all-stars.
Right. Yeah. Like nobody's tired because ain't nobody working at full strength.
No.
They only turn it on for the playoffs.
Why at 26 every night? It's like, damn, I only got 26.
He's on the Warriors.
Yeah, you're not playing fourth quarters. It's easy.
Right.
It's a good life. That's 96, 97 Bulls.
Right. Game over.
I looked at the whole thing and it keeps going back and forth. I don't think that all 29 teams did not offer DeMarcus Cousins anything.
Well, I mean, I know it was a short period that he wanted a deal done. I mean, he wanted a deal done in like 48 hours. I mean,
I know
when you're his caliber player, I can understand that. Now, apparently,
an injury like that, is a 300-pound man that it ruptures his Achilles.
Achilles, yeah. That's
At
a bad
300
injury.
pounds, it's tough to come back from that. You're not
that big.
He's close.
Bro, he probably 280.
280.
Yeah,
that's close enough. You're right. Yeah.
At 300, just you know what I'm saying,
He's not
280-pound
somebody I
man
wanna get
to
from.
move with a ruptured Achilles, and then you're gonna rehab it. But I mean, like we've talked before, what they got nowadays, he has a better chance now too. But it's still taking a risk on him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's not like he's 21, 22, 23 doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not a
late
spring
20s.
chicken.
That's more the reason I feel like he went to Golden State because he don't have to do that much.
Well, there's no pressure on him to rush to come back either. It's like, when you're ready, you come back. And when you come back, we're going to ease you in.
And Golden State, he probably, third, fourth option? So, I mean.
Fourth.
Depends on what the lineup is.
Yeah.
And
it
who's,
depends. I mean.
and who's playing, because he could easily be the second option at any given time.
Any given time.
Yeah.
I mean.
But-
Yeah, depending on the
depends
situation.
matchup and the
But
situation,
on a regular night, he probably is a fourth option because Steph and KD, they're not dropping as far as their option level. Clay's not giving up shots. He's made that clear.
Bro.
He made that
And there's
clear
no
2
reason
years
for him
ago.
to.
Right when KD came, my numbers aren't going to change.
And they didn't. And they're not going to now. I fully believe that.
Crazy.
So he's got basically a whole half of a season to rehab legitimately.
Yeah.
He'll come back, they'll ease him into the offense, and if everything's good when the playoffs come, he'll be fresh. He'll be able to do whatever he wants, and he's a matchup nightmare for.
Draymond's loving that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
somebody else can get those technicals now.
I just don't like the signing as a whole, in the sense that Boogie has always been a bad boy to me, and now he went to the good. He's a good boy now. He's on the Golden State Warriors. Like, bro, you took the easy way out. You're supposed to be a dog and fight.
It's hypocritical because he's been the biggest basher of the Warriors and everything they've done.
Yes.
For the last 2-3 years.
So that's what I'm saying. He's just a bad boy. He's the one that'll come up on you,
Remember
choke
last
you,
year
and
he
punch you in the
tried to
face.
fight
You know what I'm
the
saying?
whole team.
Now he's going to Golden State, where I feel everybody's like, oh, hey, buddy, what's going on? Hey, oh, sorry about the sunburn, but you know what I'm saying, like. But you know what I'm saying? Like he just lost that edge to me, and that's why I like Rondo and players like that, because you know what, bro? They don't give a fuck.
He didn't keep that same energy.
Team up with
So I just
Russ at some point.
yes, that is different.
That
I would
would've
like
been dope.
that, but him
That'd
going
be
there, it's
real
just kind of
dope.
like, bro, Boogie, I used to
At the
rock
same
with you.
time, though, you got to think about it. Like, don't nobody care about that edge anymore. They can lose that. They just want to win. I mean, I feel like the whole generation saying and put so much emphasis on winning championship. It's like nobody wants to be patient no more.
Nobody wants to. Man, it's like everything now. Like they're giving kids participation awards.
Right.
That's
I
basically
can't
what
stand that.
that's basically what this is. championship is going to be eventually is going to be a participation award. So, all right, who wants to come and win for 1 year? All right, you can go. We'll bring another person out. So everybody in the NBA eventually is going to fuck around and have a championship. They're all going to eventually circle through the fucking
It's
Warriors.
going to make it really hard to, like, when you get to Hall of Fame discussions, like, well, everybody's got championships,
yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
So that's going to...
Jesse sent a note, and I was going to get to this eventually. Reportedly, the Pelicans did offer him a deal,
Yes,
but when
2 years,
Julius
$40
Randle...
million.
Yeah, but when Julius Randle... Oh, was it that much?
Yes.
Okay. But when Julius Randle became available and they snagged him up, they rescinded that offer. So I think that
That's
there was
tough.
some negotiation because I can understand from Boogie's standpoint, I don't want a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
Like I want length and
Yeah.
money. But so, he probably was kicking it around, but then as soon as they got Julius Randle,
They said,
sorry,
all right,
we're good.
You took the bait off the hook.
Yeah, we're good.
that is true.
So then
Finesse 'em.
now you got everybody else. I think that a lot of teams didn't even contact him because one, there's not a lot of teams that have cap space. So
Yeah, it's not a
I think
lot.
that a lot of teams looked at Boogie Cousins and said, "We're not even going to be able to get close. We're not going to."
I feel like he was the last option for a lot of teams.
yeah,
Like
and then
the
his
very
attitude
last
takes him
option.
off of a lot of teams' lists.
Yeah, and the injuries, like I said, that
the-
you got all that factor into one. I mean, it's tough, and
It could have been the perfect storm for that to legitimately have been the case. It's just hard for me to fathom that, knowing how talented he is.
teams were just gonna wait. They're gonna wait to see what offers he got, probably, and they were gonna throw in, kept lowballing him, bringing him down,
I
and
think-
Golden State said, "Screw it, we'll just offer him $5 million right now."
Yeah. I think the problem is that he wanted a deal in such a short amount of time. Like,
Yeah, he did.
Teams were offering, don't get him wrong, but when that clock hit, whatever time it hit, he said, "All right, what's up, Golden State? Can I come play with y'all?" Because
I mean-
Boston's offered him. It says right here the Blazers were trying to do a sign and trade, but there wasn't enough time. So give it a little bit, bro. Maybe you get that offer that you want. Just be patient.
Yeah, so
Right.
the Blazers had interest.
Nobody has patience.
Do
Yeah.
a sign and trade,
Yeah.
possibly. I mean, it wasn't for sure.
Yeah, the
Boston
Blazers-
was interested too, but they said
They didn't move quick enough. He wanted the deal done.
Like-
So
Shit, I hope they don't lose now just for that. I hope Lou don't win on his 1-year deal, so he'd be like, "Damn,
Right.
that blew up in my
let
face."
Boston win
Yeah.
the ring this year.
Yep, and he'd be like, "Damn, if I would have waited, I could have went there instead of going to Golden State."
Yeah.
That's what I hope happens. I hope the Lakers get good enough to where they beat them in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'm gonna ask you a question, bro, regarding that. I know we were already talking about that, but do you feel like it's better for the Lakers to get a championship with LeBron, or do you think the rebuild would have got it done?
The rebuild.
I-
Definitely.
When?
And I'm a diehard fan. I look at it like this.
How long were you?
Yeah,
willing
when?
To wait?
Yeah, what?
Because-
When is they
I
would
would-
have?
We've
that's-
been between championships 13 years. Bro.
Right.
So 8 years is nothing. We've been 13 years from 87 to 2000. No championship.
So-
five,
building
five
every
more
year.
years. So
I mean,
within 5 more
I
years.
feel like it could have came
Don't
because
say sooner.
the young core.
Don't say sooner. Don't say sooner, because we all know that's wrong answer right there.
No.
Don't say sooner.
No, look, I feel like this is the recipe that Golden State used. If we sign one superstar, then that's good enough. But all our core is 20 years old. You let them get to about 23, 24, and you sign another person that's around the same age, like Paul George or DeMarcus Cousins. Now, I know 33-year-old.
Right.
Well, in 5 years they're gonna be 33.
Yeah. That is.
In 5 years they're gonna be 33, and that superstar you just signed in LeBron James in 5 years.
This might still be as good as all of them.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It takes
it's-
more than that. You got to
It's
get.
tough. It was never about basketball, in my opinion.
I agree.
I mean,
No, it wasn't.
for me to even be a Laker fan and saying I don't want LeBron, it wasn't basketball. It was more of his entire fan base. Like, I feel like if he come, people feel like,
They're all Lakers
oh,
fans.
yeah.
All of them were like,
You're a
Yeah,
Lakers
and
fan because
people feel
LeBron
like-
is there.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a Lakers fan because
and it's to the
LeBron
point.
there, and
Yeah.
I'm a bandwagon fan, or
People are so okay with just like, yeah, I'm a
need
bandwagon
him.
fan. So
like,
what?
I mean, it's relatable.
yeah,
for
it's
me.
like that's become like
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean,
I feel like that's crazy.
You got something you want to say? Okay.
no, I'm just saying that's what happens when you sign a big superstar like that, especially in a sport like that. Baseball doesn't really happen Football possibly, but basketball.
Football definitely.
Like,
Because
I mean, think about it. When LeBron, my boy, he was a Cleveland fan. Then LeBron went to Miami, and he was a Miami fan. Then he went back to Cleveland, he was a Cleveland fan. So now he's probably gonna be a Lakers fan. So
they don't acknowledge it, though. They won't acknowledge it.
I can name
They'll
one
be like, "Oh, I'm
Cavs
just a
fan.
LeBron fan."
I know one Cavs fan.
I
that's
think
a true
we
Cavs
know the
fan.
same. We
Josh
all,
Smiley.
Smiley.
all
Only
know the same
Cavs
one.
fan
Yeah.
that I know. The only Cavaliers fan that
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
Everybody else
was
is
a Heat
LeBron fan.
a Cavs fan.
as long as they say
not
they're
a
a
Lakers fan.
if they say they're a LeBron fan and they say that's why I like the Lakers, then I have
Yeah,
to
if
give
you're
it
up
to them.
front-
Like, hey,
yeah, if
all
you're
right,
up front with
you're
it.
going where your player's going. It's a
But-
big deal. Like I love Melo. I liked him in
But don't
Denver. I liked
hash-
him in New York, and I
Yeah.
liked him in OKC. And if he goes somewhere else, which I don't know if he will,
We gonna get to Melo in a minute.
he you know what I'm
We gonna
saying,
get to Melo in a
I'll
minute.
still like him. You know,
Right.
I got a Melo jersey.
Right.
You know.
Definitely.
But no, I feel you about you know you
'Cause
get
now
looked.
they're
Are
gonna
you
be
worried about
Lakers
getting
Nation.
looked at like, man, this dude's a Lakers fan because LeBron?
Yeah.
You,
I'm
just hit,
worried
all you have
about
to
that.
do, you hit him with facts. I'm a Yankees fan, bro. When I talk about baseball, like you were just like them because they were winning when you were a kid. I said no. Let me tell you something real quick, and I dropped knowledge on them, and they're like,
All right, and that's
all right,
what
you're a
I'm
real,
saying.
you're
I
a
was
real
born-
Yankees fan.
That's
I was
uh,
born '91, so when I was born, the Lakers didn't even see the finals.
So you
For
didn't see the
years.
first one until Shaq and
So
Kobe.
Shaq and Kobe, yeah.
That was my first one.
I mean, that's how me and Joe have to deal with like as being Cubs fans. Me and Joe have been Cubs fans forever. But now it's like, oh, you know, since they won the champion. No. I've been going to games religiously for the last 7
I liked
years.
them when they were losers.
yeah,
It was cheaper.
they
had half price food before the game
Yeah.
started.
It feels better being a fan
Right.
when your team is struggling than when they
you know,
come up
yeah.
organically.
Well, yeah,
You
when they
don't need
struggle
LeBron.
and then they triumph.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Like, I feel like by us getting LeBron, people gonna feel like, oh, y'all needed him. He came there and took y'all over the top or whatever. And that may be true.
Right.
It may be true.
Hey,
Don't
it's the
get
way
me
the
wrong,
cookie
it's
crumbles,
true.
bro. It's the way the cookie
It's
crumbles.
the way it
Accept it.
happens.
You accept it, bro.
It's
That's
the way it
fate.
happens.
It's fate,
But-
bro.
Let's move off of this. Let's get into AK's boy, Melo. Melo, as we all know, he opted in to his, what is it, 32 million a year?
27.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. 27 million a year option. And now the Thunder and Melo are talking about either a buyout or some sort of trade, but
They're gonna be
they're ready to part ways. Yeah. So
Melo, I believe Melo said he's hoping for a sign and trade and then a release is what he's hoping for.
Yes, that's the best way
That's-
possible.
Yeah. So whoever picks him up is gonna release him in the free agency.
And then he can pick the team.
Right.
I mean,
That's what he's hoping for.
that is, wow.
Yeah.
Difficult.
it's like,
Okay.
man, the
Okay.
new era is
I gotta get
crazy
my
right
thoughts
now.
together on this. So
I think he should stay.
So instead of figuring out where he wanted to play, opting out, taking, boogie money, basically, he decided to opt in and hope for the best for him to be able to play for a championship.
Right. I mean-
he wants to play both sides of the field. He wants his money, which he knows he's not going to get from any team,
He got
and he
paid
wants
a
to play for a championship.
Melo's,
But you are a Melo fan, right?
yeah.
So you just look over Melo's career. He takes the money wherever he goes.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah,
no.
he's got money.
That's
so
the
if
first
he,
option. Like,
if he's
he
still
wants the
chasing money,
money.
it's like Melo, relax, buddy. You know.
Hey, can we get a ring, bro?
Yeah, like you've chased money.
followed you everywhere
He
since
got paid. He got
Syracuse.
paid in Denver,
It's some
and he
people-
got really paid in New York.
Yeah.
and he
Yes.
got a nice check from fucking OKC too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So, I was reading, and he's not a fit for any of the championship contending teams at all.
no.
I mean,
I
they
feel
broke it
like-
down to the numbers plus minus on offense and defense, and he doesn't really bring much to that. And
How he is successful is
And
by
he's
volume.
not
He's a
willing to
volume
accept
shooter.
a lesser role.
he is a volume.
Definitely not taking a lesser role.
No, and he's like I always say, he's a rhythm shooter. He has to be in rhythm. If he's not
Absolutely.
in rhythm, he's not.
So I
It's-
do understand what you're saying. He can't come in off the bench and get in rhythm.
No.
He
Yeah,
can't get his
start
first
the
shot up
game.
in the second quarter.
Bro,
He'll
damn, you gotta
lose.
take the first 8 shots of the game.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, not the first 8. Come on,
At
for you.
least the
jerk.
But a
first
lot of but a lot of the offense has to be through him in the first 5 minutes of the game.
If you looked at, I mean, which sucks, bro, because he used to be one of the greatest scorers in active basketball at one point
and
in time.
it was fun to watch.
Yes,
It was
and
really fun to
it's
I
watch.
just
feel like he still
his jumper is still
catchable,
there.
but
Yeah,
Is
but
it, like you said, it's rhythm.
like I watched
hey,
him a
you know
lot.
what? It might have been Russ.
You know,
I love Russ, and I love Russ, and for me to
real.
say that it might have been rough.
I'll tell you what I thought it was.
His best numbers have always came when his 2 years when he played with Jason Kidd, and Allen Iverson and Chauncey Billups. Those were his 3 best career years ever. Is when he had a true point guard. Let him go somewhere with one.
And I'm pretty sure I've said this on this podcast before. I think that him and Lala being distant from each other and the strain of their marriage. You can look at me like that all you want to. I think
that's
when home ain't right, everything ain't right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I saw on Instagram the other day him and Lala, was out in Miami with Salt Bae, doing that whole thing, cuddled up. So regardless, if he stays, if he goes, he might be right now.
And Miami,
they look
is a
happy.
valuable place for him to go. Don't sleep on Miami.
He ain't going to Miami.
I feel like
he's not going to
Miami, bro.
I wouldn't mind him going to Miami.
Miami's a great organization.
Yeah, they got a good team, but
Miami has a good team, and on top of that, he can be the first or second option.
Yeah, still
Miami.
Potentially, yes.
He needs to be a second option.
Pat Riley could talk him into coming there and be like, we, in the Eastern Conference now we're a legitimate contender if you
because
graduate.
the East is wide open.
Yeah, it's not the
open,
only thing.
Not wide open.
Yeah, it's open.
Him in Miami, wouldn't be bad. Obviously, he wants to go to the Lakers and play with LeBron, which.
Well, I think he wants to play with one of his buddies.
I don't feel like that's a good
You got
fit.
LeBron, you got CP3.
Yeah.
Wade is not left Miami yet.
No, he hasn't.
There was a meme that had all those guys and it said, LeBron, don't call your friends over here to come play for the Lakers. We don't want them.
Hey, we don't for real.
You're giving up. You're not
giving up too
developing
much.
your players.
No,
Yeah.
Because in 3-4 years you're back where you are. 2 years ago, not even now.
The only thing is if say he goes to the Lakers and he accepts all right, I'm with LeBron, I got Rondo, I got these young cats. We actually have something solid, unlike unconventional point guard like Russ. Right. And he teaches those young cats because Melo. If you watch Melo in Denver, he had post game. He could face up. He'll spot up on you.
He was developing
He'll
his game.
step back,
he'll pull up.
Imagine him being able to teach some of them young guys with that. LeBron's game, obviously, score-wise, he wasn't LeBron's not like Melo in the sense of just pure scoring back in the day. Now, obviously, LeBron James
LeBron
is
has
just
the tool bag.
He's just different now, but Melo can still teach them as well. And you know what I'm saying? So I think if he did go there, it might be good for them young cats. That would develop them to potentially win a championship in 5 years.
It's bittersweet for me. It's a lot.
I don't think he's going to Lakers though.
I think
I don't either.
I don't think so.
I think Melo in Miami because Miami's as an organization has this reputation of having this strenuous conditioning program.
Yeah.
Which, not to talk shit, Melo needs it.
Yeah.
He does. He needs to lose the least.
I think
10
that
pounds.
he goes through that Miami conditioning and he's got that Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra toughness added in there because Pat Riley is not going to go for no defense.
No,
absolutely not. Eric Spoelstra will not allow it. Eric Spoelstra has not been talked about a lot since LeBron left, but Eric Spoelstra has kept that team afloat. And what's kind of a lackluster talent-wise team that they have.
Right.
Especially a very high-profile, skilled player. They don't really have them. It's very systematic, just like you see in San Antonio. Very systematic. They do have Kawhi and a couple names, but for the most part, it's just very systematic. You fit in and you play.
You play a role.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't do too much. You don't underperform.
And it's also okay, you look at this. When Melo was happy in Denver, he hooped. When he got upset, he didn't do shit. He went to New York. First 2 years, they hooped. They made the playoffs. Not the first. No, they did make the playoffs both years. The first year, and then
that's when
they had
got
they had
hurt,
50. They won 50-something games that year. And
It
they
was
had Jason
his
Kidd.
second full year is when they were the second seed.
And then he was happy. He played well. He had a good point guard. He started to kind of get real. Phil Jackson came in New York. He started to slow down a little bit before that, but then Phil came and it really just plummeted. And then he was in OKC, and I think he realized, I don't want to play with Russ, and I don't want to. I can't play with a point guard like that.
It would
so
be better than it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He thought the grass was greener, and it unfortunately wasn't. So it's he's got to find where he's happy and stay happy, and it hasn't been able to happen yet in his entire career.
Watching him a lot last year, you could tell he needs to be a first option. Like, he needs to get the ball.
He'll never win a
most.
championship if that's how he goes about it. Though.
He'll never win
as a number one option. Absolutely
with his
not.
attitude.
Yeah.
Ever. Right. If you think that you have to score 30 a game, put up 30 shots, that's not the attitude to have.
In 2018, if Melo is your number one option, I would question if you're a playoff team.
Right. I mean,
I wouldn't
that's
say all
fair.
that because you could have some
I wouldn't say it's not possible,
because
but
your
I
second
question
option
it.
could be really good, and you might have a solid third option.
But where Melo is right now is really good.
But like he was saying, if you get him a true point guard, you never know what can happen.
He still has in the tank. You get him a true point guard,
still
and
capable.
He can easily still score 20-something points.
yeah,
He-
I agree.
20, 25, 27, somewhere around
He's
there.
definitely capable of it.
And you know what? He'll have a couple rebounds. He may not have, might assist maybe one, but
Right,
that's
he'll be
really about
quiet.
it. But if
His teammates should be able to pick
but
him
if
up
you
on
got
that.
him scoring in the high 20s, somebody else scoring in the low 20s, and both or two other people scoring around 20, 21, 22 points a game, and your other role
a good
players are,
recipe.
you know what I'm saying? That's a even basketball.
Sorry, guys, we just pulled up Melo's career stats year by year. Sorry to distract you a little bit, but I could see in the right situation, maybe Melo can be on a team that's a playoff team, but a legitimate championship contender, I don't see it. That time has passed.
He was a dog in Denver,
Dude,
bro.
he was a monster in Denver. There was a year when him and Iverson were
And
1
again-
and 2 in scoring.
Right.
Yes. I'm telling you.
I think people you can make a legitimate case. He should have won Rookie of the Year over LeBron.
Yeah, definitely he should have won.
LeBron was
No.
getting that as soon as
He
he walked
definitely
into the
should have
league.
won it.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I agree
I
with
feel
that.
like their rookie year 2003 was a resemblance of this rookie season, 2018.
Where was it? Where
I
it's
feel like
a legitimate toss-up.
Donovan Mitchell was Melo. They both averaged nearly 21, 5, and 3. But that's the only down season he had last year.
Was OKC.
Yeah.
That year he averaged 21.
Well, with New York,
But still,
He ain't
Well-
under 20 anywhere.
the bad years in New York, though. I mean, it's just about you. All right, there's no other good option on this
players
team. I'm
that
gonna
he
my
has.
shots
bro,
up.
his point guard was Jose Calderon.
Oh, I know.
So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and then your other was what's his name?
Pablo
Prigioni.
yes.
That was his, and he was a 34-year-old rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You know
I
what I'm
remember.
saying? So like, but you look at his numbers when he first came in New York. I mean, that's when he had Jason Kidd, and that's when they were making the playoffs. I mean, so like I said, you give him a real point guard, and
Yeah, he has a
it
legit
might be
shot. I mean,
yes. Is he LeBron? No, he's not LeBron.
No, yeah.
He is. Can he lead a team like that? No. He might lead him in scoring, but not anything else.
Right.
That's been Melo though. Everybody knows that's Melo.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
nothing brand new, so you know what you're getting. With.
So there's a handful of free agency things that I do want to talk about still. One small note that kind of shocked me. It hurt a little bit, growing up watching basketball. Tony Parker. He's a Charlotte Hornet now. Out of the Spurs big three, we all knew, all right, they're retiring Spurs. Tim Duncan retired a Spur. Manu is probably still going to retire a Spur, but Tony left. That hurt a little bit because that was an organization that believed in staying in the whole thing. And with the Kawhi thing, it's a little weird now. But with Tony leaving, it's just like, that kind of brings me back to my childhood. And those are the original. Those are the last of like the old school way of how NBA works. Those guys and Dirk.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're right. That is tough. I mean, but it's something bigger than basketball going on in San Antonio. If everybody wants out, it's something going on. You think about it, 2 years ago, LaMarcus Aldridge wanted to get traded.
We were talking about that last week.
Yeah.
He wanted to get traded desperately. I mean, but
But
Pop
that
wouldn't
was
trade him.
Pop wouldn't trade him. Pop sat down, talked to him, and he rectified what LaMarcus's issues were.
Right.
And then LaMarcus signed an
But
extension.
my thing is, why do they have issues in the first place?
Because
what
I
is
think
that about?
I think that players before were, I don't want to say egoless, but they were more willing to buy into the team concept.
Yes.
Where players now, it's more so about how am I going to
They
get
don't
what
trust.
I want.
They don't trust
Right.
the coach.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And Greg Popovich is not the coach to not trust.
Yeah, how would anybody go in there and not buy into what he's got going on?
Right.
17 straight seasons, right, in the playoffs?
That's going to the Patriots and not buying what Belichick is.
Why would you?
I mean,
like there's proof. It's not the coach. It's you probably.
Yeah. I mean, for real, it is.
So I think that's the main ingredient. Tony Parker specifically, he's been the good soldier his entire career. I think he wants minutes now.
I mean,
his minutes were diminishing last year, and Pop wasn't.
You can look at Tony Parker and tell he appeared happy, but he wasn't that happy with Murray starting and him having to give up his job and give up his minutes, and he wasn't that happy.
That's what Tim Duncan had to do.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you think you were going to get a different treatment than arguably their greatest player ever in franchise history?
It's like NBA players are so used to one way, and they don't see themselves like slowing down or becoming incapable of doing certain things. It's like Kobe. For a long time, Kobe was a cancer to our team, and it hurts me to say that, but he was like.
Yeah.
Beating up Jordan Farmar.
Yeah, trying to beat up everybody.
Right. I mean, but he had that same mindset like it was 2003. It's not. It's 2016.
Right.
You're not that great anymore.
You've lost some steps.
You got to take a step back and let somebody else shine.
Mm-hmm.
The venom in the Mamba's not as potent anymore.
Adapt your game to still be valuable.
Why do you think Vince Carter is 41 years old and he is still playing? He knows how to. He knew what to do.
I can't be
Vince Carter understands his role.
Like
Shit, you seen him?
I know.
He's still out there dunking.
Hey, did you guys see that one? Who was it? Terrell Owens was out there hooping at like Rutgers or something. He dunked on buddy. He said 44-year-old Terrell Owens is still dunking on people. I said, look at him.
And he running 4-4.
Yeah, Colin Cowherd. I watched that little episode on Facebook, and they were going at it. Colin Cowherd was like, dude, you can't play football no more. And T.O.'s like, how you going to tell me what I can do? I can go out there. I'm not going to say I'm going to be T.O., but I can go out there and be productive. You ain't going to tell me I can't do that.
I would risk my cred to say that T.O. could probably get 40 catches in the NFL this year.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
40? You're only thinking 40?
I'm lowballing myself. I want to say like 60.
I'm saying
if he's not in the same role that you expect T.O. to be in, he can definitely catch 50.
If he's
Bro, he's still unofficial 4.45. Yeah. So realistically, it might be a 4.5, but still.
Even if it's a 4.6, bro, he's still all right.
And,
that's faster than that.
T.O.'s 6'4 or 6'3, one of the two. Yeah. So, I mean, he's still solid.
And now he's got old man strength now.
He does have old man wisdom, too.
When you see him, though, bro, he still is in shape. And
he works out.
He still works out religiously. He works out with the top receivers now.
Yeah.
I think he could do it.
I just seen him with Julio Jones.
Yeah.
Probably. I seen the video a couple weeks back.
Him and Julio Jones. Patriots or Green Bay or something.
He's still a cancer to a team. But put up the number.
No, you know what? He might not be. He might change a whole new leaf, man.
I don't know. The way I hear him talk, I don't know. No, he's never thought he was bad. So I'm not buying it.
Bad, but he might be different now. He might be different now.
I love T.O. I really do. Like him sitting in his driveway doing sit-ups. That's one of my favorite sports videos growing up. But no, T.O.'s a goon. The other thing, so the Houston Rockets have not hidden the fact that they are obsessed, and that's their GM's words. They're obsessed with beating the Warriors.
Yes, very obsessed.
They thought they were in the LeBron sweepstakes. Obviously, that didn't pan out. But they let a key player walk in free agency, and I think it's not being. I think it's being undersold for how big Trevor Ariza is to their team. He was their main defender minus Clint Capella.
Mm-hmm.
He's
to guard KD too.
Yeah, to guard KD, to guard LeBron if it came to that point. I mean, what Trevor Ariza did is pretty valuable to the team because, their guards aren't capable of doing what they're going to ask Trevor Ariza to do, and now you got to fill that void. Plus, you still haven't signed Eric Gordon. You still haven't signed Clint Capella. There's a very reasonable chance. It's very reasonable to say.
Western Conference Finals.
Exactly. So If you're that desperate to beat the Warriors, you do whatever it takes to keep your team together and try to add on from there. And I know they don't have the cap space, but you know what? If you're legitimately serious about winning a championship, then you go into the luxury tax. That's what the best teams do. They go into the luxury tax if they want to win championships.
Except OKC.
That was ridiculous. Like, they're trying to move Melo because it's going to save them $100 million.
Yes. 103, I thought, right?
Something.
Yeah, I think it's 103.
I'd be trying to move him too.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
I don't care if I got it. I'm not trying to spend it if I don't have to.
I feel like
I threw up when I saw that. It's not even my money.
Sam Presti is trying to prove a point. I mean, he didn't pay the luxury bill to keep James Harden in OKC, and everybody got on him like, you should have did that.
Yeah, that's when you go into the luxury.
Yeah.
But now they got like a record of being over the luxury tax bill. I think they were like 300 million.
300 million first.
Yeah.
You have to pay 300 million in the
First
luxury.
NBA
That's
team.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's like so crazy. I've never seen that before.
But I want to get back to Trevor Ariza and the Rockets.
Right.
What do you see them being able to do legitimately next year? Let's say they do bring back Eric Gordon and Clint Capella.
But they leave out Trevor Ariza. I think that's their perimeter defender on the arc, and he can still put a body on you down low, and he still will hit them corner threes if need be.
He was a D&3 guy.
Yes, he's a two-way player, more so on the defensive end, but he still could produce offensively. So he was
He gets you about 9, 15.
You know what I'm saying?
any
Yeah,
given night.
exactly. With some rebounds, maybe a steal here or there, he'll get you a little bit of something here and there. And not having him,
That's
who on that
blow.
who on that team is going to guard KD now?
Right.
You're going to expect Clint Capella. He's not quick enough. He's not quick enough to guard him.
Nobody
you know what I'm
can
saying?
guard KD.
Eric Gordon, no, obviously not.
And then, I mean, not only
Ryan
KD,
Anderson?
it's Klay Thompson too. Klay a little bit. You can't expect James Harden to guard him for the whole game. Like, you cannot.
He's not going to. It's like plain and simple. James Harden is not going to guard the primary offensive player on the
And
other team
then
for
you
the whole
had
game. It's not
Trevor
going to do it.
Ariza. He could switch off
Yeah.
on Klay sometimes throughout the game. Sometimes he'll switch out on Klay.
Trevor Ariza made switches not that bad.
Yes.
They were okay with switches because Trevor Ariza on anybody, especially when it comes to the Warriors, is not a bad switch. James Harden on Kevin Durant for an entirety of a game, if they keep doing that switch, or Chris Paul on Kevin Durant, that's not going to work.
No. Right. No, not at all. I think it's a big blow to him. I think it's big that they didn't bring him back.
And PJ Tucker is not a slouch, but he cannot play at the level that they need for them to be
He's
a
a
championship.
And Trevor's
player.
longer. Trevor
Yeah.
Ariza's longer. And, believe it or not, Trevor Ariza played with some very great basketball players.
He got a championship with Kobe.
Yes. So you're telling me you learned
played a
with
big role,
Phil?
too.
You learned, yeah, he did. He played quite a bit of numbers, and you learned with Kobe and all them. I mean, Kobe. People forget Kobe had D. You know what I'm saying? So Kobe knows.
Kobe
And Kobe
would
knows
not let
basketball.
you not play defense.
No, and Kobe will not. If you miss something, Kobe's gonna yell at you and tell you you miss. This is what you need to do. So as a young cat, I'm sure he probably got yelled at quite a bit by Kobe.
Yeah.
So you learn, man. So he's got that IQ, and you let that go too. On top of
Shaq
it,
got yelled at a lot
Yeah,
by
to
Kobe.
further
Phil probably did
case
too.
point-
Said, Phil, you shut up.
Yeah, to further a case point, I feel like he was the defensive anchor in Houston. Even though
Him and
Capella
Capella, yeah.
played defense, without Ariza, Capella is nothing. He's nothing.
I wouldn't say he's nothing.
I think Trevor
But
Ariza
he's
the
not
kept
defense
him
as
alive.
a whole.
he's not going to be as effective on defense.
I don't know, bro. That man is the truth right there.
Yeah,
Clint
but
Capella is,
you
bro.
know-
He big. He's long. He's young.
I agree with you
Yeah,
on that,
he
but I
is.
think what Ariza did was he kept a lot of the. By the time you got to Capella, Trevor Ariza slowed you down a lot.
Right.
So it made
Yeah.
his job
He-
as the
he drank
defense.
a lot of your energy. So.
Exactly. So by the time you drive to the basket, if you do get past Ariza, by the time you get to Capella, you used a lot of energy. So now
Yeah.
Capella's just he's got the easier job.
Yeah,
He still got to do it.
I think without Ariza, he's still gonna be.
He'll still
He's
be a
still gonna
defensive
be
force.
solid. He's gonna be one of the best
Yeah.
defensive. I mean, probably the best defensive center in the league. But let's be real. How many defensive centers are there nowadays?
3 or 4. Legitimate.
You
Like,
know what I'm
legitimate.
saying? So I mean, it's not saying much, but I mean, it's We'll see.
Yep. You guys got anything else NBA related before we take our break?
I would like to welcome Kyrie and Jimmy Butler to the Knicks next year.
Oh my God! You know what? Yes, let's go there.
I hope you guys are ready for that. Them two and Porzingis
They
and Kevin Knox.
They just want to play together, man.
Yeah,
Jimmy, come on home to Chicago, man.
No, they're not.
Come
He's
on
not
home to
going.
Chicago, Jimmy.
I don't think he's going back.
No, he's not. Just come
No,
on back.
they're gonna go. They're gonna go to the Knicks.
Fred will be gone by that
Fred will
time,
be
bro.
gone.
Come
The
on.
city's yours. You have the key to the city.
Yeah, he said, not again. Y'all fooled me once. Y'all fooled me once. Not again. I ain't no
But
dummy.
I tell you this though, and you know what? You brought me to a point that I did want to talk about. I think Jimmy is officially done with Tibbs. I think he's done with Tibbs.
Yeah, I don't
Yes,
know what's
you
going
could
on with
tell,
that.
you could tell.
He
Bro,
just.
I feel like everybody's done with Tibbs.
You
bro.
could tell.
Been saying it, man.
They said, hey, the bench mob is done and over. It's time to hang it up.
It was
You
over
had
5
your
years
chance.
ago. Why'd you bring him back?
Right.
Bro, we're up 15. Can you take me out of the game?
He brought
now?
him back thinking he can mend relationships. But
Yeah,
you can't.
so-
Well, everybody was in such a crappy situation post Tibbs that they was like, man, let's go back to the Tibb
go
days.
back.
Yeah. Maybe we'll go back to Tim.
like
I'm
Tim.
sorry, Tim. I'll take everything back I said about you. Let me just
And now they get there and they looking at each other.
like,
I promise I'll play defense this time, I swear.
Rose stayed there because he got nowhere else to go.
Rose ain't got nowhere else to go.
Rose can't go nowhere else. He said, "This is my home now, Jimmy."
I just want to play basketball.
Yeah, right. He's like, I want to.
Oh, man.
But yeah, no. I just want to welcome them to the Knicks next year. Early welcome.
I'm telling you right now, Tom Thibodeau is one Karl Anthony Towns injury away from getting fired.
And never getting hired again.
Never getting
Like,
hired
you
again.
fucked up Derrick Rose's career. You can fuck up this dude's career.
Joakim Noah.
Joakim Noah, yeah.
Yeah, plantar fasciitis for forever.
Joakim Noah is somewhere in the Caribbean growing a blonde beard.
You saw that? I said that to John.
and refusing to accept a buyout from the Knicks.
And he's still getting paid.
Still getting paid.
He's like, I don't blame him.
I do the same thing.
That was
you know?
one
wanna
of
be
the
in New
worst
York.
contracts ever.
Yeah.
Joakim Noah.
Thank you, Phil Jackson, for ruining
Oh, man.
the Knicks for a few
Phil
years.
Jackson came
Thank
and
you, Phil
destroyed
Jackson, for
the
giving my
Knicks.
boy Joakim Noah the money that he deserved his whole career.
And I hate the Knicks.
Yeah, he said, you're
Never
right.
Got it from Chicago.
No,
He said it. He said, I took this deal because I've never taken the money. I've never taken the money.
But
just
I'm
gonna
going to
take
throw
this
out
money.
Yeah.
a sleeper. I don't feel like Kyrie and Jimmy Butler are going to the Knicks. And I just don't feel like that. I think they're going to Brooklyn. Because I feel like New Jersey is closer to where the Nets play.
Right.
And Kyrie wants to go back home. He wants to go home.
Man,
So
at this point, I don't think
that's
Jimmy
a
cares.
sleeper.
No, yeah, I think they're going to
And they have 2 free agent max slots next year.
Oh, we got a lot of money freed up next year. We got
Yeah.
lots of money freed
All those
up.
all those
teams
Phil
that got a
contracts
lot of
coming
money.
off the
Yeah, all the Phil contracts are coming off the bench.
So it's
We got
gonna
a
it's
ton.
gonna be
The Bulls, the Knicks, Brooklyn. There's a few teams that have two max deals available.
Yeah.
And then the Knicks are trying to move
Sacramento.
pieces to get the Knicks are trying to move pieces to
I feel
free
like
up even more
Sacramento's
money.
out.
and I feel like the Knicks
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
strong core already.
Well, I mean, people want to go pay with Porzingis, bro. He's motherfucking
he
solid,
is.
bro. And then,
He's
hey, that Kevin Knox we got in the draft too. He gonna
He
be
real good.
He gonna be
might
real.
lead all the rookies in scoring.
He's a dog, bro.
Easily.
You know what I'm saying? So we got that, bro. And then you want to bring in someone like Kyrie and Jimmy there. I mean, hey,
It's not terrible,
Yeah.
bro.
No,
It's
no,
not.
I don't
no,
put
no.
it past
With the right
the
head
Knicks
coach,
for
I
making
mean,
that move.
and
Fisdale should possibly be able to handle all that.
Fisdale.
Fisdale, whatever.
his Dale, he better win me a
Tomato,
champion
tomato,
Dale.
dude.
Goddamn, that's all I want.
Oh, you know what? That's the other thing, and then we will take a break. How do you feel about the Knicks? You know, setting up for sale. All the New York fans that I've heard talk are like celebrating, like just the idea that he
They're
could.
getting new owners.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Think
mean,
about how excited we were when we got new owners as the Cubs, bro. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
true.
We couldn't wait.
I mean,
We were like,
the only
thank
thing
God.
is you just don't know what you're getting yourself into.
You don't know if the
They could be
owners
worse.
are-
Like we just said, the grass ain't greener.
You're
Are they
you're
money
you're a
hungry?
realist from it, not necessarily optimist from the
I'm not
standpoint
gonna be a dummy like, oh my god, he has something new, it's gonna be great. Like, no, man, I gotta be real about it. I gotta keep it neutral. Like, it could be
Are
good.
The new owners gonna go for money or championships? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to ask that question from the rip.
You know, so it's like if they're setting it up to sell it, and that's why they got all these max deals we can start signing, and they come in and they do it, it's a whole new regime, and that's why they're setting it up like that.
Yeah.
then you know what? It might
Rock
lead
with
to
it
good
for a little
things.
bit.
You know what I'm saying? They might have the mindset like, all right, these people are going to want to win, so let's free up some space now. You know, that might be terms and conditions if they're going to sell it.
Or
you know?
realistically, it's just like we're gonna make it so that whoever comes in, they have options to do basically whatever they want with the situation.
yeah.
So,
you know what I'm saying? So they can
make it a desirable purchase.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's
Free
some.
up money.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like I said, it's I'm kind of neutral about it because
You don't know yet.
You don't know who you're getting. You
Yeah.
know, you never know what you're getting. It's
Fair
just,
enough.
It's random guess.
New is never the best name to me.
No, not always
In
the
my
best.
opinion, it's never.
The new toy KD was good in Golden State.
Yeah.
The grass was definitely greener on that side.
Hey, somebody's gonna buy the Knicks and go play for him, and then go play for him. LeBron's gonna go buy the Knicks and go play for him. Be like
wouldn't
Jackie,
be
yeah,
shocked.
Jackie Moon from
Tropic-
Tropic Thunder. Oh, sorry guys, I had to throw that one in there.
It's okay. All right, so I think we're off NBA talk. I know we're gonna get into a little bit of MLB. I don't remember everything else that's on the docket for today, but we're gonna get into that after the break. This is Smack Talk. Just being honest. Okay, already we're gonna get into this. We just gonna talk baseball for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, I don't really have anything. World Cup.
I mean, I watched the World Cup.
I haven't been watching.
I know you guys can't because you guys are at work. I'm at home when the World Cup is playing, which is like right now.
All right, Jesse, can you send World Cup stats too, and then we'll talk about that. Yeah, because it's the semis. Scores from the last handful of games.
Bro, you got one more time.
Bro, you gotta sit over there, man. You know
You wanted the leg space.
I needed the leg space. Joe should have sat on that side. Zach would have sat here, and I would have been over fucking Zach. Fucking Croatia won them penalties last night. Yes.
You're so abusive.
Beat Russia too. Fuck Russia.
I'm leaving that. I'm leaving
I
that.
watched
Bro, the game was crazy last night, bro.
All right, welcome back to Smack Talk. Leave it on the court. We've done plenty of NBA talk like we usually
Yes.
do. We've beat the horse on that. So let's get into some baseball talk. All right, guys. We're almost at the All-Star break. Smack Talk, we're equal opportunity sports, and we haven't talked enough baseball. I think now we can officially give our real opinions on what the season's turning into. I know I have an opinion on a specific player, and I know you guys had some other stuff that you want to bring up. Of course, AK is going to talk about the Yankees, so I'm going to give you the floor.
You guys are talking about the Kobe's.
Actually, what I'm talking about is
Javi Baez actually has 63 RBIs. It's very impressive. He's up there.
he's the team MVP for sure.
Yes.
NL MVP, I'm not giving it to him. I love Javi, but I'm not giving it
No,
to him.
no, his batting average isn't high enough.
His on-base percentages.
No, not at all.
No.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I know you guys say I talk shit, but Javi's got 63.
I mean, his batting average is 294. It's not.
Oh, last time I looked, it was like 282. So he must have went on a little tear. So yeah, I'm sorry,
This
Javi.
week he's been phenomenal.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll say this, and I'll let you go on your Yankee rant.
No, I wasn't gonna go on no Yankee rant. I was gonna talk. I wasn't talking about somebody else. Actually.
Javi Baez has made stealing home when he does it. It's just he did it again. If not, like I'm not shocked by it. I'm still impressed by it. Don't get me wrong, but he steals home with such a level of frequency and seemingly effortless.
He's fearless on the bases.
Absolutely fearless.
He's smart, too.
Smart, fearless, and he's got the physical ability too. It's a dangerous combination. He's one of
16
the
stolen bases already. This
he's one of the most gifted players on that team for sure.
Athletically, yes.
Athletically,
like he could probably pick up a basketball and go hoop right now.
Lil Javi.
Lil Javi.
Bro,
Lil Javi with the hezzy.
you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, and he's got 17 home runs.
Yeah.
Dude, his
Where's he at?
stick
He's
has
tied.
never,
He's tied for 23rd, but there's, you know what I'm saying. But still, that's good for him.
Amora too. I mean, he's been batting
All right.
really
AK.
high.
No, I was actually going to ask you guys about how you guys feel about you guys making the World Series this year.
There's not a team in the NL that scares me as a Cubs fan.
But do you feel other teams feel that about you guys though? That other teams in the NL don't scare them? Because
I hear what you're saying.
I've made it known to Joe. What was it like 2 months ago? or a month ago, I said, watch out, man. The Dodgers are playing good now, and they're almost coming into
there.
first place. So I feel that they are the only team that has the playoff experience to potentially cause you guys a little hiccup, maybe.
Only
Not
team.
saying you
Yeah.
guys would beat, because if you go against Atlanta,
Absolutely.
I'm a firm believer in Atlanta's playing extremely great. I think they have the NL MVP on their team.
Yeah.
I just don't think they could beat us in 7 games.
In a playoff series with that
in
pressure.
In a playoff series, they also their closer's not very good. Their starting pitching is pretty solid, and their lineup's pretty decent. You know, they got 2 guys batting over 300 right now. LB's is at like 2. I think he's dropped down to like 270 or something. But he's your leadoff man batting 270.
They're a year early.
They are. But like Washington, I have no faith in Washington whatsoever.
We're gonna get to Washington.
I don't have faith in
I
them
wanna get to
whatsoever. Because I just don't have any faith in them. I mean, they got
At this point, you should.
they got all these great pitchers. I mean, remember when they got Steven Strasburg or whatever, and it was
Yeah.
all that hype around him, and he's
Throwing
never really
102 mile an hour
never
pitches.
really did anything
I
special.
feel
He
like
turned
that's
into a
what
mediocre.
kills players, the hype.
Yes.
Well, he's been reliable.
Yes.
But especially with Scherzer there, he's not the ace.
And even before Scherzer was there, he wasn't really. You never.
Right.
Nobody talked
Yeah,
about
that's
Washington's
right.
pitchers.
Yeah, true.
And he was supposed to come in and be this phenom, and he turned out to be a fairly average
well,
pitcher.
he had to have Tommy John, and I think
Yes.
that derailed a lot of that.
Yeah,
too.
and then he got hurt again and missed some time. And I know when he first came in, I don't know if his first 2 seasons or his first 3 seasons, his innings were limited. They wouldn't let him pitch
'Cause he was throwing 103.
Remember they shut him down at the end of the year before the playoffs even happened. They shut him down for the rest of the year. They didn't
had a
have him
pitch
in the
count.
playoffs.
Yeah, they're a playoff team. They had a pitch count.
Yes.
They say he's not gonna play.
Exactly. So it's like
Right.
you guys are doing that. You guys aren't about winning. You're all about flirting with winning. You're not about winning.
All right, you
You-
can tell who's about winning.
Your best player is Bryce Harper, who is in a contract year. He's had 1 MVP every other year, and I've said this to Joe several times. Bryce Harper, as far as being a elite player, has very mediocre stats.
He's got 21 home runs.
Yeah.
What's the slash
And like
line
50
right now?
RBIs, I think.
I'm not 100% sure. I'm just
219, 371 OBP.
Oh yeah, his batting average is atrocious.
Yeah. I mean, right now it looks like it's at the point where it's in the
got
head.
21 home runs.
Right, 50
And 50
50
RBIs.
RBIs,
So
yes.
yes, his average is not up. That's not an MVP season, but at least he's still producing in the sense of home runs, and he's producing in another sense. So that shows you that I feel that he's still a good player.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And the average also could reflect the people batting ahead of him or behind him. What kind of if it's a
Right.
right left.
I
You know what I'm
think
saying?
I
If
think
it's-
that's more your RBIs than it is your batting average.
No, I don't. I'm talking about like in the sense of like they have, he's got a guy batting 190 in front of him. So you're gonna pitch to, you know what I'm saying? You can pitch outside the box to him and make him chase pitches because you have nobody on base, which is reflects his RBIs. But you know what I'm saying? The way you pitch somebody, whether there's somebody on base or there's nobody on base, is 100%
Oh,
different. You could be
definitely.
a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
That's why he still has the 21 home runs.
Yeah,
because
'cause they probably are more aggressive.
they're trying to be more aggressive to him. So yeah, he's hitting home runs, but he's not hitting for average. You know what I'm saying? So he's not getting balls down in a way to where he can rip past between the first base or the second baseman. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get.
But I know you don't like him.
Oh no, it's not that I don't like him.
It's
just
okay,
that-
Zach. You don't like him.
No, let me be 100% honest about this. If Bryce Harper wants to come to the Chicago Cubs, I will absolutely accept it. But it depends for the right price. Exactly. I do not want to pay Bryce Harper $300 million. He's not worth it.
I don't think any player is. I don't care what anybody says. There's no player
True.
that's worth $300 million.
Yeah.
I understand your
I agree
logic
with that.
of, though,
I agree with
you're
that.
not going to pay him X amount of dollars when you know you can.
I'm not making him the
You
highest
can-
paid player in
And in
baseball.
all reality, the way the talent pool is now, you can go find a 19-year-old right now that could damn near do what he's doing.
As
Oh,
as,
yeah.
as the Cubs, they got players that can do what he's
That's
doing.
what I'm saying.
stat-wise
Or
right
you
now.
could go find. You could make a trade. Let's say you guys trade Schwarber. Let's just hypothetically speaking, you guys trade Schwarber away,
Right, yeah.
and you get 2 young prospects, and one of them happens to be an outfielder, and he is putting up numbers. What is the difference of it? Bryce Harper? What's he bringing you?
Right.
If you're bringing the same, he wants $300 million. This dude will take $70 million for a 5-year contract or a 6-year
Yeah,
contract.
that's an obvious choice, especially when you look at the numbers of what Bryce Harper brings. A guy like Mike Trout, I'll give that money to.
Right.
Even then, I'm not giving nobody $300. The Yankees didn't give Robinson Cano $300 million, and he was playing at MVP caliber years, and we didn't give him that money. I ain't paying nobody for that money.
But they're paying Stanton that money now.
We took on his contract, yes. We did take his contract. Why do you think
They didn't sign him?
I'm not one.
Oh, I know how you feel about the Stanton
like
deal.
that, but
I've come around to agree with you 100% on that, by the way.
But I don't.
Would you take Bryce Harper to the Yankees?
No, we don't need him.
If you want to go,
We don't need him. Our team is so young.
It's very different saying you don't need somebody, but what you say.
No, I don't want Bryce Harper. No, because our outfield is probably one of the best in the game right now in the sense of defensive and power and run producing.
Right.
So I'm good. I don't.
Bryce Harper's a downgrade at this point.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Realistically.
And his age, we have so many guys coming up from our farm system that are 19 years old that are studs.
He's only 25 though. Well, about to be 26.
I think he fits the Cubs like perfect.
My problem is Jason Hayward has had a really good comeback year. If you dive into his numbers.
Yeah, but moving him to center won't hurt his.
But then what do you do with Almora, or what do you do with Schwarber?
You trade Schwarber for pitching and move Almora to left.
You're really eager to let go of Schwarber.
Bro, I mean,
That hurts me. But okay, no,
I
I understand it.
You sacrifice the pawns for the greater good.
You know what I'm saying? We're in Lester's last year.
Yeah.
Right? Or next year's is last
Next
year.
year's is
But
last year.
he's pitching
getting
very
old.
good, and he's
is.
getting older. He is
Lester,
getting
you
older.
give the money
But see,
to.
what I'm saying is our pitching is getting older.
Yeah.
And it's not getting younger, and we don't have any prospects coming up.
Well, your ace is getting older. You still have youth on your pitching staff.
Yeah, but what's Kyle Hendricks doing right
Quality
now?
youth.
What's
Yeah.
Quintana
Quality
doing
youth.
Right now?
Yeah.
Where's Yu Darvish? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but you
Still
gotta
in
see
LA.
it from what are we going to do in the next 2 years? I'm not worried about our core. Our core is good. It's our pitching, and it's our pitching only that's holding us back.
So you say try to sign Bryce Harper in the offseason and trade Kyle Schwarber.
Possibly. I mean, no, by any means. I'm not.
I think
I'm
you
not a
could-
business.
What
you know.
is Kyle Schwarber's number looking like this year? Anything decent?
His slash line.
I haven't heard a
It's
lot.
from
about
merge.
Schwarber.
I mean, he's honestly a lot of people haven't talked about the Cubs in general.
But he's not
Yeah.
he's not an everyday
And that,
player.
that
though.
could be a good thing
17
too, though.
home runs, 39 RBIs, batting 250. I mean,
And not an everyday player.
Yeah, that's
not every day. I'll take it.
Yeah,
And what he was
I'll
doing
take
last
that.
year. You know what I mean? The 30 home runs was cool, but bruh,
How many
Bad
did he
he
have
number.
batted
this year?
211,
17.
17.
He's already on pace to beat that.
At least match it. Yeah, at the very least match
I mean,
it.
it's not even All-Star break yet.
Right.
Think about it. All-Star break is halfway, and he's already at 17. So maybe he hits 20 by then. He might hit 40 home runs this year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not bad, and that's a good case for him to you trade bait, you trade him, and you guys get.
Right.
Do I want to trade him? No, I want to keep everybody, but at some point our starting pitching down low, bro, is not really.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just gonna say I know why you guys can't beat the goddamn Reds.
Scourging that.
No, that kid I was just showing you, Eugenio Suarez, bro. This kid, I was looking at all of his numbers, man. He has got 63 RBIs. He's got, I think, how many home runs does he have? 18 home runs. This kid, he came out of nowhere. His OPS is up there. I mean, I'm like, saw this number, and I was like,
You know what my problem with that though?
what?
No
That's
one-
why you guys can't
no
beat
one,
him.
No one else has a problem beating the Reds. We just do.
yeah,
Like,
that's true.
like, bro, you guys can't. I was watching the game yesterday, and you guys could not.
No, but we did win yesterday.
All right, so let's talk playoff races. I know I don't have the up-to-date numbers right now, but I know generally how it looks. As far as the AL goes, there's really only 4 teams that matter. You got Seattle, you got Houston, you've got Boston, you've got the Yankees.
It's sad, man.
Everybody else is whatever. So in Seattle and Houston, they're battling for that division because nobody wants that wild card.
So is the Yankees and
Yankees
Boston.
and Boston are battling because nobody wants that wild card. You could have 200 win teams in the wild card game.
Yeah, it'd be the first time I was reading something. It'd be like the first time ever that
Yeah.
there was that many. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, obviously the AL Central is just that's just a trash
Dumpster fire.
Yeah, dumpster fire.
But if the Indians get in, you better watch out.
Personally, I don't. To me, Seattle's irrelevant because we've swept Seattle. We swept Seattle. Houston beats Seattle, and so is Boston. beat Seattle.
So they're the bottom of the 4.
They're the bottom of the 4. I think they're
Record-wise, they are too, I think, so.
Yeah, they're 3.5 out of first place, but I feel
Seattle has a better record than Cleveland, but they're in different divisions.
yeah, that's just what it is. But
Cleveland's going to get in by
the
default.
only in all reality, and you guys can say I'm biased, but if you look at our record versus the top 4 teams in the AL, we have the best record out of all 4 of the teams. Out of playing those 4 teams, I think we were at one point in time we were 15-9, and then we ended up taking 2 from Boston, so that's 17-10. You know what I'm saying? Then we just swept Seattle. Yeah. So I feel that if we get in that playoff game, we could definitely lose, and then of course we'd be out in the 1-game playoff. But if we get past that, Boston is a joke to me at this point in time. No offense, we light them up. I mean, we beat them. They haven't won a series against us this year.
Well, and then they have the playoff blunder that is David Price.
Well, they have a great. I mean, you tell me what pitchers are going to be able to handle the Yankees lineup.
Oh, in my opinion,
Boston
the Yankees
has the
are
best
probably
chance with the 2 players they have.
No,
I would say they can't perform in the postseason.
It's Houston. Houston is
the team.
Those are the only 2 pitchers I worry about.
Is like the favorite.
Yeah, they're the favorite. They have the best odds to win.
So
the championship
on Houston,
right
is Verlander and Cole? Is that your concerns?
Yeah,
I still think the Yankees.
But I still think the Yankees can beat them.
We've beaten Houston more than they've beaten us this year.
If you're a Yankees fan, the only team that I'm legitimately concerned about is Houston.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only team I'm worried about. Honestly, like they're still favored because I think that the way Garrett Cole and they still have what's his name. Kluber,
yeah.
But he's not. I mean, his record is abysmal this year. I mean, his numbers are very bad.
Kluber's on Cleveland.
No, Dallas Keuchel.
There you go.
His numbers are not very good this year versus the 2. You know what I'm saying? So, but playoff comes around, you might not know what happens.
Guys turn it on.
That's the only thing that I'm worried about. But our hitting, I mean, any given night, anybody can take it. And our bullpen, I showed Joe numbers of our bullpen. Our bullpen is.
The only thing that I'm concerned about from the Yankees standpoint when it gets to the playoffs is that when you have such a boomer bust offense, in those cold nights in October,
but it doesn't get.
It's not like that, bro. Unfortunately, unfortunately for me, it's not like that, bro. We didn't score a run against Chris Sale when we played them in this recent series. We took 2 out of 3 out of them, but when Chris Sale, they beat us. They beat us very bad, 10-0.
Yeah, they ran score.
They beat us. We came back the night before we ran them out.
Yeah.
The night after that we ran them out. So Chris Sale was up. Yes, he's a great pitcher, and you know what? We have Gary Sanchez is down. We have our call up 2 players from AA to play against that. But our offense isn't that stagnant as you think it is. Because you know what? Somebody's always hitting a home run. And in all reality, people say, well, you can live by the long ball, but you'll die by it. But the thing is we have so many of them that I'm not worried about it. Like, if you look at our shutout games, how many shutout games, I would like to see how many shutout games the Yankees actually have comparison to the MLB average or the other teams. And I don't think it's not going to be much off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you go through 1 through 9, bro, and everybody can hit you on our.
And the Yankees can still win if they don't go yard. Like
people.
If they don't hit home runs, they can still win
against those teams. So you're Houston. You guys are 5-2 against in 7 games.
Yeah, those are the top teams.
Yeah. Yankees head-to-head record. Boston
9-5 against Boston.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we beat the teams that
5-4 against Boston.
Oh, it is 5. Oh, I'm sorry. That's total games. Yeah. My bad.
Now Boston, they gonna be a problem.
They can be a problem if their pitching. If their pitching comes together.
Yes, their pitching has to
They
perform
got
in the
all the
playoffs.
potential to be a
They're
problem.
both-
Lineup,
Like their
fielding,
bats.
no question.
Well, what's
pitching?
What's gonna fuck them in the long run is their bullpen holding them games, because that's why that Chris Sale has to pitch. But even then, David Price, we light up David Price, so Chris Sale shut us out, which I always say Chris Sale is that one pitcher that will come in and usually do it. And same thing how I feel with Justin Verlander. When Justin Verlander pitches, the Yankees will not score in the first 7 innings. If he goes after 7 innings, then it's bad for us. But if we get him out in 7 innings and then their bullpen comes in, that's when we come into play and that's when we'll shine. That's the same thing we have to do with Chris Sale. But if it's not Chris Sale, then we're all right. So we're still gonna win that series. But I don't like tooting the Yankees horn by any means. That's not what I'm trying to do here. No, it's not that. I'm not saying
Yes, you do.
because what our pitchers, I mean, it just, I mean, we'll see what happens, man. It's just, you never know what happens.
So, Curt, you're our guest. You're an Angels fan.
Yes.
Big
Angels fan.
We're gonna talk. We want to talk about everybody's favorite teams here that come onto the show. Your Angels are 14 and a half games out of first place in the AL West.
With a 500
Pretty much
record.
a 500. Been a 500 team for like 5 years.
Record.
Yeah, you're in the wrong division. And even if you're in the AL Central, you're still 4 games back.
Yeah.
The problem is that you have probably the best overall player in baseball, and Mike Trout, on your team.
Yes.
How many years has he been in the league? 6, 7? Enough.
He's never played. I know what you're getting at, though. He's never played in the playoffs.
Never played in the playoffs. It's getting to the point now where
he's going into his 9th year.
his 9th year. Okay.
He was 19 when he came in 2011.
It's getting to the point now where if he decides to leave to go play for a contender, I don't think anyone can blame him. Because in baseball,
The Dodgers are the team of the LA.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the other thing. You know, the Angels are always going to be the secondary team as far as like main fans come with baseball. In baseball, as an individual player, there's only so much you can do to really affect the team. It's not like basketball where one guy can change the trajectory of the entire team.
Right.
There might be a handful of baseball players, and they're usually pitchers that can do that. So, what are your thoughts? Is like, what do the Angels have to do? One, to keep Mike Trout, and 2, going forward for them the rest of this season.
You know what? I honestly don't think they can keep Mike Trout. I think it's
Writing's on the wall.
past it. The writing is on the wall. He's going to leave, but it's just a matter of when.
Okay.
I feel
Mike
like,
Trout has played in the playoffs. 3 games.
yeah,
2014.
I really seriously don't remember that.
Unless Baseball Reference is lying.
No, they did.
You see?
Yeah, who'd they play? The ALDS?
They played.
I remember none of this.
Yeah, I remember none of this.
Kansas City.
That's why you don't remember it. Because Kansas City swept them
Kansas City swept you guys in the first round.
3 games. That's why.
Yeah, well, you didn't hit.
And it was
you didn't have
Kansas
to bring
City.
that up.
When they were going to the
I'm
World
just saying.
Series
Yeah,
back-to-back years.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. I mean,
He went 1 for 12.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
So
okay.
I know what you
Okay,
mean.
you
Though.
go
He
Yeah.
hasn't-
I mean, the point of
Right.
he's not won a playoff game in his whole career.
Yeah.
That'll stand. I'll take that. So
no shit. Didn't even know that.
And I didn't either.
I'm not even gonna say
Just
anything.
learned something.
So what do you? So you think it's past that? You think
I
that
think
he's
the writing is
walking
on the
this-
wall. He's gone.
Do you blame him?
No, I don't blame him because he's doing pretty much everything that he could do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of holes in our whole team.
Mike Trout is one of those players where like he's kind of like LeBron in the NBA.
Right.
You could give him the MVP every year. You don't, but you could.
Yeah, I mean, it's about time. That ship has sailed.
Yeah, it's still.
It's time for him to move on. I think.
And I'll let you guys know right now. Wherever he goes, I'm going. and I know it's hypocritical
I
because
respect
it's
that over
hypocritical
anything. Hey,
because
no.
LeBron, but hey,
Hey, at least you
It's
say it.
Baseball's a different sport.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think he's gonna go. Who knows where he's gonna go?
He's still got 2 more.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's still got some time left, and I know people might trade
I
because
still
they're kind
think we
of.
can make the playoffs though.
Making 34
When? This year?
million a
Yeah.
Who you're gonna have to play to get into the playoffs
Yeah.
in a wild card game, potentially against Seattle or us or Boston or Houston.
Who have like
So
12 games on you right now?
I know,
All
but-
3.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still
You
another
might make
half
the
of
one
season
game.
to
You
go.
might make a 1-game playoff series with that kid hurt.
We
That
still,
shit.
no, he's back now.
Eh,
Otani.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but
gotta
he's
produce.
purely batting. He's not pitching it.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I personally, no offense to the Angels, they ain't making the playoffs.
Yeah, they're 11 games
I
behind
got hope,
Seattle.
man.
Yeah.
11 games behind
Yeah, you
Seattle.
got to have a big turnaround to even be able to play in
I
that.
just feel like we're in the wrong division.
Oh, you're definitely in the wrong
Well,
division.
yeah,
but-
I
but
wish I was.
being-
I wish I was in the AL Central right now. I'd be up by like 30 games too.
Yeah,
God damn
but
it.
as a team that's playing in LA, there's not another division for you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I know.
No,
So,
yeah, not at all.
It is what it is, but no.
I mean,
If he leaves, he leaves. You know, hey. Hopefully, if you trade him, get a bunch of pieces.
I'm
for
not
him.
even sure what team I would like to see him playing with. I feel like
I think almost anyone would take him.
Yeah.
Not everyone, but I think almost everyone would take them.
He's
Anybody that has an opportunity to sign Mike Trout, they're gonna sign him.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, he's an upgrade. He's an upgrade in the center field for every team.
Every team. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's some teams that just like we'll take our chances with who we got. Don't get me wrong, but he's an upgrade.
What an upgrade for like a certain period of time? Because there's some young cats out there.
Within for the next 5 years, we'll say.
The next 5 years,
Yeah,
yeah.
for the next 5 years, we'll say.
Because center, you eventually move to right or left, majority left, and
Yeah.
then you play there, and somebody young comes in. And
But he's-
blah, blah, blah.
but
He's
he
only,
covered-
what, 25? 26?
26.
26, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, he's probably got a solid, let's say, 3 more years in center field, and I would want to rotate over to left, personally. At 30, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to go over to left field now. I'm going to stop running.
He covers
so much.
ground,
Better
though.
He
in
does,
center
he
field.
does.
He's better in left field.
Oh yeah, because he's a center fielder playing left
Yeah.
field. If you do that any given time, you move like you guys
But
have.
he
What's his name?
does
Jay
cover
Hay over
ground
in right
well.
field.
Yeah.
He
covers
kills it in
ground.
right field.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's a center field converted to
Exactly.
a right
he
fielder.
plays near perfect defense in right field. Near
Yeah,
perfect.
and when you're especially when you go from from center field to outside, you're usually
You're covering less ground, obviously,
you're
yeah.
covering less ground, and you're just better with ball trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to cover so many angles.
Right.
So it's usually, it's good. But yeah, I mean, let him rotate over there or let him just be a DH for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he'll still be more valuable than most players.
Yeah.
So getting to the NL, because I guess we got to talk about the NL. The NL is not nearly as exciting as far as records go, but there's definitely division races. You've got, and the reason why I'm so hard on Washington is third in their division.
I know.
Philly and and Atlanta Braves are both ahead of them.
Yeah.
Nobody saw this coming. This was Washington's division to win. It has been for the last 3-4 years.
I feel like every year.
Yeah, you make a big deal about firing Dusty Baker because you said you wanted a leader that could take you guys to the next level. Well, you're not going to get to the next level this year. You're probably going to lose your superstar outfielder. It's the worst case scenario because by the end of this season,
really bad spot.
oh, they're in a terrible spot because by the end of the season, they're looking at they might have to tank to really get back to it, and then now you're going to start dumping players. Yeah.
Trade Scherzer away for prospects for about 5 young prospects, and then you have to go through the entire rebuild
Strasburg.
process.
And he's not as valuable as you want him to be, but you'll be able to dump him.
You could maybe get a piece or two.
Yeah.
You could probably get a couple, like 2 young prospects,
Yeah.
maybe some real young and then one double A, triple A. You never
Daniel
know.
Murphy. He's not having as great of a season this year.
He's got age on him. That's the only thing.
Does
he's
he?
got.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying? Because
true.
he played in New York for X amount of years.
Yeah.
You don't like him?
Still. Oh, I absolutely hate him.
Daniel
Yeah.
Murphy. And
Yeah.
I told you why.
2015, we kept pitching to him. He kept hitting home runs.
Just hitting.
You can't be mad at him. Be mad at yourselves. Or
No. Well, I am mad at us for continuing to pitch to
Can't be
him,
mad
but
at
I'm mad
hate
at him
the
for
player,
doing it.
hate the game. God damn it.
I hate the whole damn thing.
But you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, at that point in time, and in all reality, I don't know. Washington, I think it's time to I think it's...
They weren't expecting to have to hit the reset button, but they got to hit the reset button.
And the only reason I felt this is because my uncle is like a diehard Braves fan, so I always talk sports with him. And I knew the Braves were coming.
Yeah.
I knew they were coming soon because, and they finally came.
Yeah.
And so, I think that...
Well, they're making that transition.
Yeah, they're gonna be relevant next year, and I think Washington they're down. They there's nothing to do. And Philly is the more surprised team that's playing like that because I honestly thought Philly was gonna be terrible.
I did too.
After Philly, all them guys left. Nobody was like, "Oh, who's Philly?" They got nobody, and they quietly moved and did what they did.
Rebuilt, yeah.
And
I really felt like Philly was on the downside once they traded Albert Pujols.
For sure.
It was like
that's the
I
Cardinals.
thought it was a blow the Cardinals. I feel like that was a blow that they can come back from. But I actually watched the Cardinals and the Cubs play last year. And
Cubs haven't owned the Cardinals as much as I would like this year. But
it's like they play a different kind of way against the Cubs.
they hate that's a true rivalry.
Yeah, it is.
Boston, New York, that's a true rivalry. Dodgers Giants, that's a true rivalry. Cubs Cardinals is a true rivalry. It doesn't matter how good either team is when they play each other.
They could be the
there's
worst
that.
two teams.
Yeah, there's that animosity.
The Bears somehow beat the Packers.
Yeah.
So everybody's got their
Shane
chance.
McClellan
Sorry,
keeps, hey,
Zach.
Look, man, I had to take my lumps sometimes. Okay, I got faith in the future, but
You a Bears fan too?
diehard Bears fan.
Yeah.
I may die without a championship, but I'm a diehard Bears fan.
Hey, you were born close to 85. It kind of counts.
Kind of, sort of, not enough. I don't remember shit. So let's go break down divisions in the NL. So we already did the East. Philadelphia's got the lead in the division technically by win percentage. Atlanta's got them beat by wins. And then Washington is 5 games back.
How many is Atlanta back by?
Technically they're tied.
Oh, okay, but
Philly's got them by win percentage.
Yeah.
Then you go to the Central. The Cubs and the Brewers are basically in a battle. The Cubs are behind, what is it, 1.5? They're behind 1.5 game right now. The Cubs at the beginning of the season were owning the Brewers, and now that's starting to come back the other way. As a diehard Cubs fan, I have faith that they will figure it out. But they're in a good position right now to get that wild card spot if it comes to it. I don't want it to come to it.
No.
But they're in a position right now to get one of those 2 wild card spots.
Because you'd be playing a decent team.
Yeah, you're going to be playing a decent team.
You're going to be playing a good team, so
absolutely.
you don't want to. But if you got Lester on the mound, you'd be all
If
right.
we were to find ourselves playing Atlanta in the first or the playing game, I'm not very confident.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, a lot's got to go right.
A
lot's gotta go right in that situation.
When we played Pittsburgh in that first round.
Oh, you knew he was beating Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You knew it with Arrieta on the mound in his Cy Young season. You knew it was over.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then you've got the NL West. The Diamondbacks have had control of that division for a majority of it, but LA's charging.
Like I said,
they are absolutely
they've been
charging.
for the last month, they've been
Yes.
getting better, and better.
And in all honesty, Colorado's not that far out of it. They're 4.5 games out.
No, I don't think they. The only reason that the Dodgers were able to turn it around was because of the experience that they do have.
Oh yeah,
you know, and
you can't count them out until it's out.
You know, and what do they got? Don Mattingly over there. Mm-hmm. I mean,
he knows what he's doing.
Oh, he knows. I know.
Definitely.
He used to be a Yankee.
I bet he did.
Yep.
He
was with the Yankees when we weren't winning championships in the bad times.
Oh, so that means
early '90s.
That's a bad time to be a Yankee. That's the worst time to be a Yankee.
But he was he was the only thing that we could hang on to. My dad loves him.
Okay. You've got this dude. You got Kershaw's coming off of his injury, which we know Kershaw's going to get injured at some point in the season. It seems to be happening every single year. I don't think the Dodgers even mind it. So they're getting him back at the right time, getting ready for a little push post All-Star break. Do we care about the All-Star game?
No,
I don't really care about the home run derby.
Home run derby is about it for me.
Yeah, the home run derby. I always care about that.
I don't.
The All-Star game out.
Like, I'm glad that they stopped making it count for home field in the World Series.
Yes.
That was the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, that was the stupidest thing in the world.
The game is supposed to be fun to some sort of competition level.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's
we don't want to have to play 100%.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
No, I like that they don't do that because that was.
Right. Now it just goes by whoever has the better record.
Right.
No, I don't care about the All-Star break because, I mean, in all reality, I don't really care.
What do we expect after the All-Star break? I mean, obviously, as Cubs fans, we expect. I would like a 10-game win streak.
I think everybody would like a 10-game win streak. But.
Yeah. But hopefully they just play better baseball more consistently.
And that's what I think. If I was a Cubs fan, I'd be more concerned about is playing
more consistent baseball.
Well, what's your guys? How many games above 500 are you guys right now?
14 or 15.
Oh, so you guys say last time I talked to you guys were only 9 games above 500. Yeah. You guys went on a little tear. I was gonna say because that's what I'd be worried about is playing around 500 ball.
We're playing good now. It's just that the Brewers the Brewers. We're not playing better than the Brewers.
We're playing all right. We're not playing consistent.
True. That is true because we did have some losing streaks in there.
The last little win streak that we just had,
and that's the thing I have with the Angels. I mean, because they got potential, but they don't play with consistency.
Yeah, they don't string along those win streaks.
Nothing.
Yeah, they don't. They really don't.
and we have the most inconsistent hitters in our lineup. Like, it's crazy.
For the Angels?
Yes. I mean, it's like Cole Calhoun is, man, he just makes me so mad. Like, every other game is something different with him. And for the most part, he was consistent last year. But
that's how I was starting to feel about where's I going with that? Addison Russell and players like that. Like,
Yeah.
We know you're capable of it.
Just
What's
do
going
it.
on?
Yeah, just do it.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, Javi's starting to come into his own. I think this is the Javi that's going to be Javi for the rest of his career.
Yeah. Never going to walk, but he's going to get hits.
He's been up long enough to where now.
He's never gonna walk.
Come on, you know.
He's not. He's just not going to take a walk.
No, he's not.
And for having an on-base percentage like he does, fucking hard.
Okay.
Taking a walk.
All right. So let's, unless anybody's got anything else they want to bring in, let's wrap this. Let's get ready to wrap this up. It is time for my favorite segment that everyone always forgets. The Smacktalk Leave It on the Court Player of the Week. You guys ready, or do you want me to go?
I'm good.
You can go ahead.
All right, I'll go ahead and start it off. I look for like anomalies in sports, and Mark Reynolds had a game.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm taking
Yeah,
it. I don't
that's
care.
crazy.
You
I
just
don't
got
care.
bought out.
You just
You just
yeah.
wow.
You just
He's like, oh, that guy had 10 RBIs. Let me use him.
No. I was watching it last night. I was
Jesse.
watching it last. I was
And I
watching
knew
the
who-
highlights.
I knew who it was immediately. That's who I was gonna say.
You can still say it. I don't care. You can jump on with me, AK. Let's join this.
No,
team.
you jumped on with me. Get it right. You jumped on with me, man. You didn't even know the
Hey,
man's
man.
name.
Hey, potato. I don't
He would
care.
have said, "Hey, that
No,
guy."
That ain't potato.
He said, "Yeah, that one guy with 10 RBIs. That's who I
Okay.
picked for my
okay.
my."
Okay, look. Okay, since you brought it up earlier, I will let you go ahead and talk.
No,
what,
go
what
ahead.
Mark
You started
Reynolds
already.
did. No. Go
I'll pick
ahead.
someone else. It's okay. I'll pick someone else.
You don't have to
I'm
pick
good like
someone
that.
else.
It's cool. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go.
Jesus. All right, Mark Reynolds
We
had.
got it.
he
We
went-
had to get
he
out
went-
of you for that, bro. We
It's
couldn't
okay.
give you the pass on
Look,
that.
I can take it. It's
Jesse
okay.
says, hey, guy got 10 RBIs. Oh,
I didn't know-
shit.
I just didn't
my
know his
player
name.
of the week. Let me write that down real quick.
And I'm not changing it either. So he went 5 for 5, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Only the 15th player in MLB history to do so. That's elite company. I don't have the list of players that did it. It's okay. 10 RBIs is impressive. 10 RBIs is impressive for a week,
it is.
let alone for a day.
A game.
That's a good game. So
This is a good week.
right, that's a good week. 10 RBIs is a good week.
RBIs.
So Mark Reynolds, 10 RBIs. My leave it on the court play on the week. Who wants to go next?
Go ahead, AK.
I'm going Mark Reynolds as well. 10 RBIs. Very impressive.
Tried to.
He's a great hitter. Hey.
Yeah, that was a good game though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go
it
ahead,
was a
Curt, it's
terrific
on you.
game, but like I said before, I would always pick Mike Trout, but I'm not going to pick Mike Trout.
You're not gonna pick Mike Trout. Okay.
No. I'm going to pick JD Martinez. I feel like the year he having is quietly the best year so far.
Okay.
For the Red Sox, JD Martinez, I think he got like 27 or 28 home runs
Okay.
and
27.
about
AK would know
74,
because he
75
checks
RBIs.
all the Red Sox stats.
About 74 RBIs.
Okay.
So, I mean, for a first half of the season, we're not even to All-Star break. That's terrific. So that's my living on the court.
There you go. I'm going Javi Baez.
Of course.
We should keep a tally of how many player of the weeks Javi Baez has gotten on the show as a whole.
Bro, he stole home base.
He
You
did.
know what I'm saying? He stole the base of home. And he said he can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm
He
saying?
picked it up and he took it with him.
Yeah. But for the last 14 days, I know this is only a week stat, but for the last 14 days, he's got 20 hits with 6 doubles. 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. You can say whatever about him not being an MVP, but you're tripping when you say he don't have a shot at it.
Only reason why I say that is because of his on-base percentage. His batting average is good enough.
Javi uses the whole field when he hits too, bro.
He does. Well, I don't know how purposeful that is, but yes, he does.
It's very perfect. I mean, how do you defend it? Do you put on a shift? Do you not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're using the whole field.
Like I'm very high on Javi Baez, and I joke, I say he's never gonna walk. That's the player he is. He does to me, Javi Baez can be exactly who he is today, never change, and I'm happy with him for the rest of his career. I would like to see him walk more, but I like to see all my players walk more.
Yeah.
Is he going to get some sort of MVP consideration? Probably, and deservedly so. But his on-base percentage is going to keep him from that. That's all I'm saying.
So who takes the MVP then?
I'd have to look a lot closer at the stats.
Everybody should give their MVP.
You got
input.
Ozzy.
I'm not even ready. Yeah.
You got Ozzy from Atlanta, Albies, and
What are you guys talking about?
And LMVP.
Oh no, Elvis, I don't think he's in the race. Markakis or Freddie Freeman, I think, and Markakis is average or batting average right now is like 320 something. Freddie Freeman has gone down, but I feel that he is a better role in that team in the sense of like an MVP caliber player.
Markakis or Freeman?
Freeman.
Yeah.
Freeman's been there. He's their anchor. He's been there. I mean, he's solid. But yeah, I don't really know who emerges to me as the NL MVP. There's no one that's like really jumping off like crazy. I mean, everyone thought Bryce Harper, but let's be real, that didn't really happen like that.
That's not MVP.
I feel that it's just and this is a bias, statement or opinion, whatever you want to take it as. I feel Freddie Freeman is the NL MVP, but I also follow Atlanta more than I follow most NL teams.
Yeah.
I probably follow the Cubs realistically the most just because where we're from, obviously, and you guys.
Right.
But yeah, I like him. I mean, but Javi, in all reality,
he's up there.
He could be a candidate.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he'll win it unless he turns that average up a little bit more and goes above 300 and can withstand that and do it for the rest of the half of the season. If he can do that, then he definitely deserves a very good voter's chance to be the MVP.
Yeah.
And I'm not being biased because you guys are Cubs fans, but
no, he's played at a level that I don't know if anybody thought he would get to. Like last year, I don't think anybody thought that he could play what he's playing at now.
No. He's definitely has turned it up.
His numbers aren't far from Freeman's at all. I mean, he's got more runs than Freeman. Stolen bases, obviously, but it's not
Freddie
all about
Freeman.
stats.
Yeah.
He's not
But defensively, they're both great defenders
Studs.
as well. Yes.
Yeah.
And Freddie Freeman is a very good first baseman. You
Yeah.
know, so I like I said, it could go either way. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of just any given night, I flip a coin, I see who it is.
Yeah.
That's who's getting that.
Well,
MVP.
it's one of those things. It's like, all right, what is their chink in their stat line? And that's what's gonna. It's not gonna be what do you do good. It's like, all right, what do you do bad? Does he do that bad too?
Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, of course, Javi's got him on base running because Freddie Freeman's their first baseman.
Right, and Javi Baez is one of the best base runners in baseball.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So in the sense of that athleticism, Javi obviously has got him, but that's why he's a second baseman. And but there's some first basemen that are pretty
athletic.
Yeah, there's not many, but there's some. I mean, so yeah, you never know who's going to be in the. Somebody could emerge in the second half for all we know. I mean, somebody might just start going on a tear, and then
Who y'all got for AL MVP? I was caught up between.
I mean,
Mike Trout.
He's always,
Of course.
he's always in it.
Yeah,
JD
he's always going to
Martinez.
finish top 3. Mike Trout is.
Mookie, I think Mookie Betts is. I
Betts,
think Mookie
yes.
is a better candidate than JD Martinez because if you look at JD Martinez, he is slowed down. He went off and jumped off to 20 home runs real fast. He's only got 27 now. He is slowing down. Yeah. Mookie Betts has been consistent.
And Mookie Betts played like 15 less games.
Yeah, and Mookie plays the field every day. JD Martinez he's parts mainly DH.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not playing the field like Mookie is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel
and it's hard to give somebody that plays DH that much an MVP award.
You're not David Ortiz.
Right.
You're not David Ortiz, you know. But yeah, the American League, I mean, it's a toss up too cuz I mean, if you look at all the top players, I mean, you look at all the top teams right now, there's a player or two
or three.
Because I was showing Joe, Giancarlo Stanton are almost identical that they were last year.
Yeah.
And he won the MVP last year.
He's getting online with those numbers
you know
again.
What I'm saying? So like you look at that, you know, but in all reality, Judge is playing better than him. He's got a better average. He's got more home runs. He's got more RBI. So he's playing better. But Altuve is still batting 3-something.
Yeah.
Three
Right.
in the high, like 320-something. I'm sure, maybe 330. So he's still doing what he's.
39.
What's up?
339.
339. So he's still doing it. So it's. I think the AL is a real big toss-up. I think they should give someone from the AL the NL MVP.
I mean,
All right.
it's
Now,
definitely gonna come
I
down
did.
to the end of the season. Though.
I did forget. Did you want to give your World Cup breakdown? I know you want to talk Croatia.
No, I mean, I just, I follow World Cup.
Go ahead,
Go ahead. Talk
Croatia
your
won in
shit,
penalties last night. France beat Uruguay, which honestly, I thought Uruguay was going to the World Cup themselves, and Uruguay
final,
got shut out. They got beat 2-0 to France, and then Belgium won. So it's going to be Belgium against France, and then Croatia against England. I'm sorry, England.
Yeah.
So I'm predicting Croatia, and I don't know, that France-Belgium is tough. I think it'll be Croatia-Belgium.
Think so?
Yep, Croatia-Belgium.
You just ready to go all the way to say?
No, Belgium potentially could beat Croatia. They have a high-power offense. They got Romelu Lukaku on there, and you guys might be like, what the hell is that? But this man is the
Look,
truth.
when Brazil got knocked out, I know nobody now.
Romelu
That did it
Lukaku.
for me.
Raymond Lulu.
Yeah, he's cold. But I think that it might be Belgium. I can't even pick that yet.
So
Because I want to go Croatia because I'm Croatian, obviously.
Of course. When is the final?
Oh, you got
You got the semis now.
yeah. So you got those 4 teams playing, and then you got obviously the finals after that. The games are Tuesday, Wednesday, so the finals might be like a Friday, Saturday, maybe. I don't know.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Sunday?
Sunday, third place match is Saturday.
Okay. So the final's gonna be Sunday. So by the
No
time
Mark Garcia
by the time we record next week, it's probably still gonna be up in the air.
Yeah.
Time difference, maybe not. I don't know how all that works. It'll probably be going on while we're doing this. Yeah. We'll probably be doing the final while we're recording. Real quick, I got a couple things. So this is potentially our new setup for the show. This big ass TV with the Smacktalk symbol on there. Let me know what you guys think of that. This is not our final recording destination. Supposedly, we're working on that still. So a couple things we got to work out. But hopefully next week we got that all figured out. So let me know what you guys think about the new setup. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? The 4-man setup. Thank you, Curt, for coming on to the show and being a guest today.
Man. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed myself so much.
We enjoyed having you on, man. Definitely. You guys have anything you want to add in? Personal notes before we get off?
No. Special shout out to Dion Harper for filling in when he can. We take it.
Dion is off camera behind me right now.
Yeah.
Being a jackass.
Yeah.
AK, anything you want to add?
None. It feels good to be back. Sorry for my little vacation. Man broke his leg. Tore my ACL. Tore my ACL and my lateral. I tore my ACL and my lateral meniscus. So I got surgery on Tuesday. So I'll still be here on Sunday. I might be even more gimped up, but I'll be here.
My back is broke.
Shout out.
What happened? Spinal.
Shout out to Jesse for pulling out the stats while we're live and having the stats prepared before we even get on there. That is always useful. We really do appreciate it. Shout out to Brandon. He's not here today, but shout out to Brandon. He was running our audio the last handful of weeks. Shout out to Lamar. He's working on his third album.
And RIP his car.
Y'all saw
Yeah,
that?
RIP that thing. His mixtape was too fire, boy. That bitch was cooking that car.
Lamar's car caught fire the other day, literally.
Yeah.
So
He was bumping his mixtape. Go listen to it. Check it
So
out.
he's working on his third album now, so he wanted some time away to make sure that's right. So me and him figured that out, and that's not a big deal. Thank you everybody that's been supporting the podcast so far. Like I said, we are always working on improvements, different ways of viewing things. Me and Joe have been talking about this game show. We're going to nail it down soon.
Yeah, we got we're trying to do like a trivia contest type thing, 2-on-2, but we're just trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out who's gonna do the questions and shit like that.
Jesse can do the questions.
Probably.
Probably.
Jesse's freaking whatever.
I don't know if
He's like, God,
Jesse's ready for the limelight, guys.
We
We
can
got to get him out here.
we can have Jesse on. Like,
yeah, we just gotta like the type of questions and everything. Like you can't.
Hey, talk Fortnite. Hey, D-Bot, what's up? We talking Fortnite.
I might just let those three have a Fortnite show, I guess. I don't know. I don't think any of them win, so I don't know. That might not be a good idea.
He's probably cold.
Jesse probably
Probably
wins.
cool.
Dion, I've seen Dion
D-Bot's
play.
trash.
I've seen him play Fortnite. All right, we've been derailed enough. All right, this has been Smack Talk. Leave it on the court. Thank you guys. Good night.